And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Y'all make sure y'all take care, all right?
Yeah, man.
Right.
Take care. Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Your Chicago Bulls.
Can you imagine, man, flying on the Learjet with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson?
I'd be
He
geeked.
lived that, man. That brother lived that.
I'd be geeked. I wouldn't know how to react. Oh, Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the latest picks in HBCU football, and then he gonna come back and put some hot sauce on the burrito with his NFL picks, I give to you. Slim, make them picks, bro. Make them picks.
Coach, Cornell Maynard is on the road taking on Eddie Robinson Jr. and the Alabama State Hornets. Now, Coach, let me just say this. This is not just no regular game, okay?
No.
This is the Magic City Classic.
Go ahead.
This is the largest HBCU event ever, Coach.
Yes.
I mean, Coach, it's so big, it attracts nearly 200,000 participants every single year. And Alabama A&M, they're riding a 3-game winning streak coming into the game, Coach. They 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama State is 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama A&M, in their 3-game winning streak, they're averaging about 221 yards on the ground.
Okay.
Alabama State, they're giving up about 163 yards in their last 3 games, averaging, Coach, on the ground. I look for Cornell Maynard to run smooth over Eddie Robinson, and Alabama A&M is going to take the 87th annual Magic City Classic. Remember where you're at.
Slim, that game very dear to me. I coached in 5 Magic City Classics, and that's a spectacle. No question about it. In Legion Field, and that thing will have close to 70,000 people packed up in there. I look for Cornell Maynard to hold serve in that one as well. So, yeah, I think the Bulldogs will pull this one out. I sure do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're in agreement. All right, Coach. Southern is taking on Jackson State.
All right.
Now, before I make my pick on this, y'all make sure y'all go check out Season 2, Episode 34, featuring head football coach Eric Dooley of Southern University. Be sure you watch that. Now, Southern University, Coach, they on a roll. They on a roll. I mean, Eric Dooley got them boys at second place right now in the East, right behind Coach Prime at Jackson State. But Coach Prime, he done read a pretty big check, Coach. I know you saw when he said, I'm going to the Celebration Bowl. I don't care anything about ranks. I don't care nothing about the playoffs. He said, I'm going to the Celebration Bowl. Okay, Coach. Okay. He got the team to do it now, Coach. He's got a backed up team. They 7-0, ranked 5th in the FCS. Yeah. I got Jackson State, Coach. I don't see them losing no time soon.
I got Jackson State winning that one, but I got some problems with Deion Sanders' position about the Celebration Bowl as opposed to the FCS playoffs. Number one, he's standing on his soapbox talking about how good his son Shadir is, okay? Mm-hmm. He's a Heisman Trophy contender. He should be named, should be mentioned right up there with C.J. Stroud and right up there with Hendon Hooker and all these and Bryce Young. Hold up. Excuse me. He's 7-0, but 3 teams that he's beat that had winning records. And Campbell, who he beat 22-14 last Saturday, was the best of those teams. Now, excuse me now. Hold up.
Agreed. Okay.
You asked for it, you got it. Toyota. All right. Now, hold on. Now, the elephant in the room, and I did this for 33 years. White people don't respect HBCU football. They don't.
They do not.
Okay? It's a fact. Okay? That's a fact. Okay, and all my contemporaries, guys that I worked with, the old school brothers that came through the ranks like me, you know good and hell well what I'm talking about. They don't. White people don't respect HBCU football. Deion Sanders, you have brought your football team from preseason number 15 in the country to currently you're the number 5 team in the country in the FBS. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you want respect. You think you want respect as a coach, and you want your son respected as a player. You playing Bethune-Cookman, Alabama State, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Alcorn.
That ain't respectable, coach.
Now hold up. Play North Dakota State.
Play Montana. Yeah.
Play UT Chattanooga. Play South Dakota State. And don't tell me, hold up now, South Dakota State, Trey Lance, first round pick. Carson Wentz, first round pick. Slim. It ain't been the last quarterback drafted out of the SWAC to the late Tavarius Jackson, and that was Slim. That was 2006.
The Seattle.
Now, hold up. The last HBCU to win a national championship. I ain't talking about the Black College National Championship.
Not the Celebration Bowl, coach. FBS.
I'm talking about an NCAA national championship. The last one to do it, Rudy Hubbard and the Florida A&M Rattlers when they went to the Pioneer Bowl in 1978.
And they beat UMass, coach.
Beat UMass. Mm-hmm. It ain't happened since. And Deion Sanders, hold up. You sitting there now with a team that's number 5 in the country in the FCS. Go play them people if the bracket came out tomorrow, you would be eligible to play for a national championship. And you telling me, I get it. Buddy Pugh whipped your ass last year.
That's embarrassing.
I get it. You want it. And you know what's now? Buddy Pugh beat North Carolina Central last week. It looked like he may get his wish. Buddy Pugh is positioning himself to go back to the Celebration Bowl. Kudos to you, John Grant. But let me say this, the executive director of the Celebration Bowl, John Grant, was on our show, and I'm happy for you, John Grant. Look like you're going to get a rematch. But Slim, even if Buddy Pugh takes the Bulldogs to Atlanta, he going to go with a 7-4 record.
That don't look good for the MEAC, coach. That don't look good for Black College. It don't look good for Black College.
Hold up. It is what it is. But again, I say it again. White people don't respect HBCU football. Okay?
Coach, since we talk about everybody who done played, we talk about these FCS ranks and how Jackson State's number 5. Let's look at the list. Let's just go down the list. South Dakota State, they number 1. Yeah. Montana State at number 2. And they whipped Weber 43-38.
Weber State, last week.
Yes, sir. Sacramento State, they're at 3. They whipped Montana 31-24. North Dakota State's at 4. Jackson State's at 5. And they whipped Campbell University.
Campbell. Yeah. Get in the mix, Deion. You want respect for your son? Your son's a hell of a player. He gonna have a hell of a lot more credibility playing them people ranked 4, 3, 2, and 1, or 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. When that bracket comes out, if you don't lose, you're going to have a whole lot more credibility to say my son is Heisman Trophy worthy, beating them people than you ever going to have beating the people in the SWAC. It's a fact, Slim. It's a fact.
So Coach, the highest ranked team in Division II is Virginia Union. Head football coach Alvin Packer's Panthers are 8-0, and they're ranked number 10. Virginia Union hosts Chowan University. Mm-hmm. Coach, I like the Panthers to go 9-0 as we approach these playoffs. And oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Chennis Berry and the Benedict College Tigers, they're 8-0 and they rank 15.
Yeah, that's a hell of a job, Chennis Berry, no question. And I'm like you, Slim. I think Virginia Union beats Chowan as well, no question.
Absolutely, Coach, absolutely. Yeah. So now, Coach, we done had the burrito.
Yeah,
let's get into these hot sauce, man.
Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. You know you look good to me.
Hot sauce. Come on, bring it out.
Baltimore at Tampa Bay. Baltimore's 4-3. Tampa Bay's 3-4. Pops, I saw your Facebook post. You took Baltimore last week And Baltimore's defense.
I took Baltimore tonight.
Baltimore tonight. But Baltimore's defense showed up big when they played against Cleveland. They held them to 2 of 11 on third down conversions. Is that why you chose the Ravens? Because last week Tampa Bay was only 2 of 12 on third down conversions?
It had a lot to do with it. And congratulations, John Harbaugh. Way to go, Harbs. And because they go up in Tampa and they pulled it out. I think they won that ball game 27-22. Just finished. So I had that one pick. I made that call right before kickoff. I think that was a Slim. Let me tell you something. That was a must-win for the Ravens. Yeah. And Tampa Bay got more problems than a math book. Because I'm going to tell you something, Slim. See, it's different. Here's the difference. You got 2 premier quarterbacks that are getting a little long in the tooth, and both of them in a downward spiral. Green Bay. Well, Green Bay ain't very talented. They ain't got Devontae Smith. They got a bunch of young, inexperienced wide receivers. Yep. They not very good. The defense has betrayed them. They got issues personnel-wise. Mm-hmm. Tampa, on the other hand, got both tackles healthy. Mm-hmm. And that boy Wirtz, the right tackle, Donovan Smith, the left tackle, can play. They got Leonard Fournette. They got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and they still can't win. I'm telling you now, I'm feeling for my boy Todd, because Todd done inherited a mess. And we get back to that next week, Slim. But yeah, I'm glad I called that one right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. All right, Coach. The Bears. They're at Dallas. Coach, Chicago. They are a 3-headed offensive monster. Quarterback Justin Fields, he's averaging 5.2 yards per carry. Running back Khalil Hurst, he's averaging 8.2. And Kinfolk David Montgomery, no, he's not related to it, but he's averaging 4 yards a carry. They did all of that last week when they played the Patriots. And Bill Belichick defense coach, and they just ran smack over them. Dallas, on the other hand, they're average. They got 29 sacks right now, and they are 32% on third down conversions. In your opinion, Coach, who takes this game?
Slim, I'm biased when it comes to Dallas. I'm the all-time great Dallas hater. I think if Al-Qaeda fielded a team, I'd be hard-pressed to cheer for Dallas still. But Slim, that boy Justin Fields can play. I've heard 2 NFL coaches tell me, and Mark Tresman said it on our show last week.
He's on the wrong team.
They don't know how to use him.
Yeah.
Maybe this Eberflus guy, the guy that got the job, is wising up a little bit, because he's turned him more into a Lamar Jackson type of scheme, using him as a running back. That's why he's averaging 5 yards a carry. But Slim. But I tell you what, I think Las Vegas got Dallas getting 10 points. So I take Chicago all day getting 10, and I think Chicago very capable of beating them. No question.
Most definitely.
Dallas is only 32% on third down conversion, Slim. And I'm going to tell you something. If that ball, Detroit, as sorry as Detroit is, Detroit could have won that game. And it was a hell of a game. Dallas only had a 3-point lead at halftime. So, yeah, this is a game I think the Bears could win, and I'm sure pulling for them to win. I sure am, yeah.
The Giants, Coach.
All right.
6-1. They at Seattle. 4-3. Okay. Daniel Jones has only thrown 2 interceptions all season. Geno Smith, on the other hand, he's completing 70% of his passes. The Giants are on a 4-game winning streak. Seattle has won 3 of their last 4.
Okay.
Seattle is a 2.5-point favorite to win this game.
Okay.
Pops, the Giants declined Daniel Jones' 5th-year option.
Yep, sure did.
He's a free agent after this year.
Yeah.
In your opinion, well, of course, he's playing at the highest level right now. He can't be. In your opinion, what does Daniel Jones do? And furthermore, what do the Giants do?
Well, diamonds, racehorses, and quarterbacks. It's 3 things, Slim, that are as good as you develop them, mold them, and shape them. What does Daniel Jones do? He stays close. You hear me? He stays close to Brian Daboll. It's very obvious that Brian Daboll's coaching is the difference in his performance. Okay? He's a brand new guy. He ain't turning that football over. This time last year, he had already thrown 10 interceptions, 7 games into the season. He's taking care of the football, okay? So you don't want to get away from Brian Daboll. But make no mistake about it, Slim, this New York Giants team is Saquon Barkley's team, okay?
Yep.
And they're winning because Daniel Jones ain't committing no turnovers, and Saquon Barkley is running that ball, okay? And Wink Martindale got them playing hella defense, okay? So what does Daniel Jones do? He sticks close, real close to Brian Daboll. Slap the franchise tag on him.
Okay.
He'll accept it, but you better pay Saquon Barkley. Okay, you don't want him to hit the free agent market. You get him under contract because this is his football team. Okay, all right. So that's what they do, no question.
So, Coach, in the FBS,
All right.
did you see the Texas A&M? Do you hear what they were saying about Texas A&M's about their performance, what they did after or before the South Carolina game in Williams-Brice Stadium? It has been reported that Jimbo Fisher found 3 of his players smoking weed in the locker room. The locker room, Coach.
Yeah.
They were in the locker room. They got caught smoking weed in the locker room. Denver Harris, cornerback, wide receiver Chris Marshall, and offensive lineman P.J. Williams. They're all 3 a part of Texas A&M's number 1 ranked recruiting class. They had the number 1 ranked recruiting class coming into this season, Coach.
Yeah.
All of them, they got caught smoking weed. This is the second time that Jimbo Fisher has had to suspend Devin Harris and Chris Marshall.
Denver Harris.
Excuse me. Denver Harris and Chris Marshall. Pops, in your opinion, what's going on with this situation? What's up with these Aggies, man?
Slim, Nick Saban said in the summer that them guys who were in that number 1 recruiting class were bought and paid for. Okay? He said that. Okay? Now, I've been around the game for a minute, Slim. Anytime you get young kids, young men, acting a plumb idiot, old school, a blame fool, it's a reason. I'm gonna tell you, Slim, I'm gonna tell you what your granny used to say, what your grandma used to say. She said, boy, if a chicken dip snuff,
look under his wing.
Look under his wing. I guarantee you're gonna find a toothbrush. Now I'm gonna tell you something, Slim. Them kids acting a fool is because they know something on Jimbo Fisher.
Yo, I know something you don't know, and I got something to tell you.
Okay, they got leverage on Jimbo Fisher. Okay, and Nick Saban called it. He said, "I guarantee you, every one of them been bought and paid for." He said it. Now it's coming to light. Okay, so you know, we had Jackie Sherrill on the show. He's a few watches. If I know he's embarrassed, we had R.C. Slocum on the show.
No, he embarrassed.
And I know Coach Slocum embarrassed, and Aggie lover. Hell, I spent a year there. I'm Aggie. Whoop! I love Texas A&M. I had a great experience there. But that's a damn shame what's going on there. And it's because, Slim, they ain't got no respect for Jimbo Fisher. You get a kid doing what they doing. They doing that because, like, yeah, okay, now what you gonna do? Hold up, Slim. My thing was, surely they weren't smoking weed before the game, okay? So if they were smoking weed after the game, that means they brought marijuana on the plane with them.
Or coach, they had somebody in the Carolinas to call them up and bring them a pound or so.
Yeah. Or somebody met them at the hook. But either way, man, geez, man. I mean, the wheels done come off that situation. No question.
Coach Fisher, he was quoted saying, "We have to do what it takes, no matter what the circumstance. We have to get everybody on the same page. We must grow." Now, I don't want to make a joke about this, Coach, but when he said we must grow, do you think he was talking about them chronic trees?
Yeah, they growing that chronic. That's what they doing. But no, Slim, man, I mean, Slim, this is a football team. This is a football team that in everybody's preseason poll had these folks ranked as high as number 5, and no lower than number 7. And they can't beat Appalachian State. They're in the middle of a 3-game losing streak, and you got players smoking Hold up. You got players smoking marijuana in the dressing room and the head man making $9 million a year.
Dysfunctional. Coach, in Major League sports, we got the World Series. We got to discuss them boys from the Astros, baby. It's the Astros and the Phillies, man. Justin Verlander starting for Houston. Aaron Nola starting for Philly. The Astros are 7-0 in the playoffs. Justin Verlander and Roger Clemens are the only two pitchers to start a World Series game in 3 different decades.
Yeah.
Justin Verlander has never won a World Series. And he's never won a World Series game, and he's 6-0.
Yeah. 0-6.
He's throwing 6. Right now, Coach, he's averaging a 5.68 ERA in 7 World Series starts.
Yeah, man. But it all starts tomorrow. Slam, partner I work with, got seats along the first baseline, 20 rows up, $1,000 a piece. $1,000 a piece in Minute Maid Park tomorrow night. It costs you $800 to sit in the nosebleed section. And it's going to be running over at the Raptors. I'm going to be right here. Your mama got a big pot of red beans. I'm going to kick back and watch the game, man. Come on, Dusty Baker, win this championship, dog.
I'm about to say, man, the seats at Twin Peaks is free, Coach.
Ain't no question.
It's a pleasure being in the studio with you again, man.
Had a ball, dog. Had a ball, man.
Oh, yeah, Coach. Great guest. Tell mom I love her, all right?
I'll be sure to do that. Give my best to earn last one. I'm up to go, Dilsey.
You know it.
Take care, buddy. And finally, the Iowa Hawkeye football team is currently 3-4. And they are in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. Iowa beat South Dakota. They beat Rutgers. And they beat the University of Nevada, Reno. Now, they have lost 3 in a row, and they have yielded 90 points in consecutive losses to Michigan, Illinois, and Ohio State. They've only scored 30 points. And in his post-game press conference after a 54-10 whipping at the hands of the Ohio State Buckeyes, head coach Kirk Ferentz went off on a reporter who questioned him about his offensive output. And his offensive coordinator is his son, Brian Ferentz. Well, Kurt, nepotism is bad. Nepotism and a 3-game losing streak, and you ain't scored but 30 points in 3 games, that's real bad. Now, Kurt Ferentz, if you big enough and bad and bold enough to put your son as offensive coordinator, you got a fat nerve being offended at a reporter doing his job, questioning him about the credibility of your offensive attack. Kurt, come on, man. You better than that. And hey, that's how I see it. 6 o'clock. Straight up and down.
Yeah, Kirk, you better than that, Coach. You better than that.
Better than that, dog.
Hey, look, man. That's how we see it.
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
That's how it is.
Thank God we get to do this again.
Thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of HomeSpun Sports. Sports talk with a twist.
Just twist.
Up, down, home, wisdom. Man, Cliff Livingston, thank you so much for being our special guest on tonight's show.
Appreciate you, Cliff.
It was awesome. Hey, Coach Hope, before we get up out of here, though, we got to get this trivia question stuff down, man.
Man, yeah, and hey, last week's show, my co-worker at Humble Hyundai, Edwin Pineda, answered the trivia question, who are the 4 Hall of Famers that came from Jackson State University: Lem Barney, the great Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, and Robert Brazile. This week's trivia question: in Spike Lee's movie, Do the Right Thing, Radio Raheem, what's the connection between Radio Raheem and the Chuck Noll era of the Pittsburgh Steelers dynasty? Go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, answer the trivia question, and we gonna give you a shout out on HomeSpun Sports, episode number 17.
We already want to give everybody a shout out. Thank y'all so much for getting us to 400 subscribers. I mean, it has been a tremendous journey, ladies and gentlemen. We don't pray for profits. We dance till the rain comes, and we don't stop.
Slim, we got 400 and we gonna get 4 million. You know how I know we gonna get 4 million, Slim?
How, Coach?
Cause eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor has it even entered into the heart of man the good things God has in store for those who love him. So we claiming it. We appreciate it. We appreciate them 400 subscriptions. Hit that button. Hit that button. Hey, Slim.
Go. What's up?
Let's get on up out of here, man.
We on the same page, man. Let's go. What he said.